It's time for Thunder at the Fair with Mitch Nellis.
Broadcasting live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan Studios. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
I just want to do Cotton Eye Joe every time I hear this intro music. This is Thunder at the Fair. We're at Wisconsin State Fair. It is beautiful. Just saw a guy walk by with a green and gold shirt that had a picture of a beer and a colon and the number 30 after it, because what time is it? It is beer 30, baby. Let's go. You're at the Wisconsin State Fair. It is beer 30. Absolutely. My name is Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder at the Fair, joined right now, if you've been listening, by Camille Davis at Camille Monet on the Twitterverse, part of Pack-A-Day podcast, part of Locked On Bucks. We're talking some Packers football. We're going to talk a little Bucks as well. Thanks for sticking around for a second segment. Appreciate that. And Jordan Love is a huge focus of discussion for football fans, I think locally, but also nationally a little bit. He's in that list of guys at 50 plus, 55 million a year, and so he's gotten paid. I think we can all agree he's better than Trevor Lawrence, who got one of those contracts. But this is your number 3 as a starter, and everybody keeps saying, I've said it. And it's such a cliche. Like, I don't even know if I believe it. I just say it because other people say it. Well, in your third year as a starter, that's when you really figure things out. And you either jump up a level or you are who you are. And, like, man, is that gobbledygook? Like, who knows what actually is going to happen with Jordan Love this year? But how do you feel, Camille Davis, about the progression of Jordan Love? It should be nice if he didn't hurt his knee opening week. Yeah. And what do you expect to see from Jordan Love this season?
I expect to see a quote-unquote bounce-back year in the sense of, like, when you're looking at the raw numbers of what he did last year compared to his first year starting. I think that when you go back to last season, not only did he have the knee injury in week 1, but he had the hold-in situation during training camp as well. And I know we like to talk about training camps not that important, the reps, so on and so forth, but, like, getting those snaps in with your guys, the timing of it, like, it's all very, very important. I love that this year in training camp, he was there early. He was there with some of the rookies as well. He was there all throughout the offseason. And now, as we're hearing in training camp, this is the time where you can kind of test your limits. You can do a little bit more risky things in practice because it's practice. You're just trying to see where you can get to. So, like, it sounds like, and it's early. There's preseason still to play until we get to the regular season. But early reports indicate that things are on track for Jordan Love, and I'm expecting a bounce-back year for him this year.
Nice. I love that. We mentioned that we are on YouTube, and it's at The Fan Milwaukee. Our friend Q writes in. First, he writes a couple funny things that I'm not going to read on the air, but if you are on our Facebook page, you can go right ahead and check it out. And I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying it's funny. But then he writes in, Camille is the best. Let's go Locked On Buck through. So nice shout out there from our friend Q for our bestie Camille Davis. I feel like that's one of your. I every time you come on, I give you a new nickname or a new moniker. Bestie Camille Davis might be one of my favorites. And so we've talked about the offense. We talked about Love and Golden and the wide receivers. I don't have a specific defense question, but is there anything on the defense that you've got your eye on? And and I guess the easy one is LVN, of course, to see what he's doing. But is there, and you can say him. That could be your answer. But is there anything on the defense that you're specifically watching early in training camp as the Packers look forward to their first game August 9th?
Yeah, there's a lot of different guys I like to keep an eye on here. Of course, you want to continue to see the growth in Cooper's game and see where he becomes and all that stuff. See how Quay bounces back from his injury. I've heard Hopper's been looking good out there as well. But two guys in particular, Brenton Cox on the defensive line as well, who really popped last year. Last year, everybody thought it was going to be LVN who got the opportunity once the Smith trade was executed. But here comes Cox sitting here and making a splash. I really do think that he's in line for a big year if he's in that pass rushing rotation consistently. But the other guy I'm curious about is Carrington Valentine.
Ooh, okay.
Because, there's been a lot of conversation around the cornerback room for the Packers. Rightfully so.
Discussion and lack of depth.
Yeah, and I think Carrington Valentine is somebody who might be a bit better than what everyone else recognizes at the moment. He is somebody who flashed to me at times last year, and now he's going to be expected to walk into a bigger role. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he rises to the opportunity or if he doesn't rise to the opportunity. But I have some confidence in this game.
Nice. Jordan Love jersey alert. We got a Jordan Love jersey coming across over here. Bucks gear right over here. So we're in the Bucks shirt. So let's transition. Let's talk a little Milwaukee Bucks basketball. So let's start. We can start with the uniform. I was going to go a different direction, and I still will go there. But let's start with the Cream City.
Yes.
So here's the first thing I thought when I saw this. I thought somebody from the Bucks had told me a couple of years ago that the reason they never brought them back is there was something that it didn't show right on TV,
That
and
is
the
correct.
NBA had asked them not to do, like, I don't know if they had banned them or just asked them not to do the Cream City. So you said that's correct.
Yes.
So what, do you know what changed or how that all got worked out?
So when the NBA started going towards the digital ads on the court, they found that the cream jerseys affected the ad being able to be clearly seen on the court.
Okay.
So once the NBA decided they were going that
Which
route,
kind of makes sense because the cream and the wood match a little
matches
too
each
close.
other.
Yep.
So it would kind of distort those digital ads. So the NBA said no more of these cream jerseys.
Yep.
But last year you saw the Detroit Pistons have an alternate that was in cream, and I was like,
What's going on here?
what's happening? And then you learn that the NBA has figured out a way around the digital ads.
Right,
so the
'cause
cream
technology.
Come back. Exactly.
Right.
It always improves. So they found a way to bring the Cream City jerseys back, and now we're here.
Yes. Well, all right. So, what do you think? What's your review? I got a picture of it that I'm showing you right now. But there it is. Click on the link.
I love them.
And we'll I don't know, Charlie, if we've tweeted these out or not. But you can go online. Follow if you're following the Bucks on any of your social medias. It's all there. Just you can click on. The photo, all the photos of the new Cream City jerseys, which are so you love them.
They're actually the same jerseys the Bucks had during the 1920 season because we got two different renditions. Yeah, the 1920 season.
Oh, the 19, 19/20 season.
Not back in 19.
I was like,
no, we weren't.
Yeah.
No, we weren't.
I mean, I was a teenager then, so it's cool. But yeah.
But yeah, like they're the same ones. I actually bought the version of the Cream City jerseys that was before this that monitored looked like the black jerseys with the stripes across.
Yes.
So I'm really happy to see the script version of the Cream City jerseys come back, along with the court that they're going to be rolling out.
I think the court looks awesome.
The court is fantastic. The little details they have with the lines within the paint, resembling the city lines in Milwaukee, the cream. I love the court. I love the jerseys. I'm happy we have the Cream City uniforms back.
So I'm not 1,000% sure I love the jersey, just because to me, cream. I don't know. Is cream a color? Like I know we have Cream City brick, and that makes sense. I actually am wondering, what if you took this? What if you made it bricks? Like what if you made fake bricks,
design.
like building up the bricks of like a building on the jersey? And
that would be clean.
That's what I think.
That would be clean.
Like to me, this is almost like I'm gonna spill some spaghetti sauce on this one. Like. And it's like, we've talked about my daughter before. She's an NBA knucklehead, and her favorite player is Tatum. Because I'm born and raised in Boston. I live here, and so we are diehard Celtics and Bucks fans, which I know is hard for people to wrap their head around. That's okay.
It's like, how did you survive the 70s and the 80s being the
80s was tough. The 80s was tough, and it was like. But, growing up in Boston, 80s, I was more like, as a kid, as a Celtics fan, it wasn't until 1990 that I moved here that it really became a problem. But my daughter always had a green Tatum jersey.
Okay.
And, she got it 5 years ago. It was way too big. She finally outgrew it. So she's like, Dad, I want a Tatum jersey. And I'm like, all right, well, you got aunts and uncles, and they love giving you presents, and you go talk to who you need to talk to. So she talks to her uncle. They decide which one comes in the mail. It's the white Tatum jersey. I'm like, never in a million years, whether it's a Bucks jersey or whoever, I'm not wearing a white jersey.
You're just too afraid of the spillage?
Well, I'm afraid of the spillage or stain, but it's also I don't know. I just always think having green or even the Bucks with the blue, even the yellow. I thought the yellow was
Mecca,
sharp.
Yeah,
that Mecca one. Eric Bledsoe didn't do a whole lot of great things in Milwaukee, but he wore that jersey well.
Whoa.
He wore that jersey really well.
I think Bledsoe's a bit better than memory tends to give him credit
right,
for. It's
just
that the playoff Bledsoe,
yes.
That's where it really started to turn for him.
You know what the issue with Bledsoe is that in the NBA, and traditionally I would say this about every team, is that they play at a certain level, and then when they get to the playoffs, they got a level to move up.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons the Heat, I think, struggled when Pat Riley was the coach there, is because they played so hard all the time. They didn't have a next level to get up to until they got Shaq. And then when they put Shaq and D-Wade together, they were able to do that. Eric Bledsoe played so hard every night that he didn't have a playoff level to get to. Like, he just didn't have that, as opposed to Drew Holiday, who also played so hard every night, but he did have a level to go up. If we're comparing them,
and the defense was more consistent for Holiday in the playoffs too, which I think is the big. Like, the offense for both of them, we got shaky come playoff time, but the defense for Drew Holiday remained consistent. Yeah,
so I don't mind the cream jerseys. But I don't.
You don't love them.
I don't love them. But I do love the court. Like, I think the court looks super clean. The court looks super. It's tight. It shows Milwaukee. But I think it's going to show really well on TV as well, which I think is like one of the things we worry about sometimes with all these weird courts. Like, is it going to look ridiculous? And we've seen. Like the Pacers, like, they're metallic gray when the team is wearing gray, and the Pistons do that too. Like, you can't even see what's going on in the basketball game because it's all mishmash.
And here's why I also love the Cream City court so much, because I'm not somebody who hated the blue jerseys. I think we just had too many blue jerseys in a row.
Amen.
Because they couldn't go back to the cream.
Well, and I saw one yesterday. A kid was wearing a Giannis, and it was just with, like, the wave on it.
Yeah,
like,
the championship year one.
Yeah. And then we had one, whatever it was last year, where it was like basically the exact same.
More blue.
It's like, I agree. I like a blue jersey. I actually think, and I hope the Bucks do this, I want them to wear a blue on the Cream City court. Because I want colors. I want because then I think the court's going to pop more.
I feel like
if the team's wearing cream, they are, even though you can see the ads, it might run into each other a little bit.
I wonder if they wear the white jerseys more on that cream court too,
or
if they go with the green. But that's the thing I like about the court, though, is that the blue was cool, but sometimes it was jarring turning a game on and it's a blue court and it's the Bucks, and if they were playing like the Celtics or something, and you're like, okay, they in green, but they in blue, but like which one?
Who like, I'm used to cheering for green.
Yeah, the instant like brand reaction of when you turn the game on, like that Cream City court, there's going to be no question about what team that is, because the green is still present.
Camille Davis joining us here on Thunder at the Fair, special edition of programming here on The Fan. You normally listen to me 9 to 11 on the Mason Crosby Show with Mason and Tommy, but they said, hey, Mitch, you want to do Stay Fair? And I'm like, say less. Food, smells, people, out with the masses. Let's go. My extroversion is showing, I think, a little bit. All right, so I got to ask you about the numbers in the rafters. All right.
Yes.
Because we know there are lots of numbers in the rafters, and I think there's a lot of Bucks. We're not going to talk about Ray Allen, but I'm going to use that as the foundation for the discussion. There's a lot of Bucks fans who think Ray Allen should be up in the rafters.
There are.
Well, obviously Ray's number 34, and we all love Giannis, but I still, like, to this day, if I see a purple 34 jersey and it says Antetokounmpo on the back, I tell them they spelled Allen wrong. Like, I'll go up to people like, oh, they spelled Allen wrong, because the purple jersey is Ray Allen's jersey.
Yeah.
End of discussion. Anyway, what? And I know there's different rules, like, if you won a championship, from the championship team in 72, 73, and that's great, and what they did. And guys who made the playoffs in the 80s and the 90s and didn't necessarily even make the finals, but had a long-lasting history here. And so, of course, I want to go to, is it Gary Harris?
It is Gary Harris.
Gary Harris, who's wearing number 11. Too soon. And that, I think I'm fully on board. I completely agree. Too soon. And not that you can't give it to anybody before it's retired, potentially. Do you think the number 11 should be retired someday by the Milwaukee Bucks for Brook Lopez?
Yes, I do. And I don't know if I'm in I'm probably not in the majority feeling that way.
No, but if you're not in the majority, I bet it's 60-40. I bet there's it might not be over 50%, but I bet it's pretty close.
Like, he was a key part of what the Bucks were able to accomplish. He was the defensive anchor for this team. He was there for 7 years on this team.
Yep.
When you look at the record books, I believe he's second in blocks all time. He's top 4, top 5 in a few different categories. Like, he has put his stamp on this franchise. And this is a Milwaukee Bucks team that has only 2 championships in its history,
Yep.
50 years apart,
Yep.
and we saw how they honored some of the players from that first championship team of putting their numbers in the rafters because they helped bring something to Milwaukee.
That's right.
I mean, it was a new team at that time, too, so it was a bit different, but to now go 50 years without a championship, I think that, of course, 34 is up there, of course, 22 is up there,
Yes.
but I think 11 deserves to be there,
Yeah.
and honestly, if we retired Oscar Robinson's number as well for the few years that he was here in Milwaukee for him being part of that championship team, I also think Drew Holiday's number should be retired too.
I think Drew's in the conversation. I think Brooks' numbers will be retired at some point. It's not going to be, soon.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still an active player.
Yeah.
But I think we agree. Giannis and Middleton are no-brainers. Like those ones are done. Like
And statues.
Well, definitely Giannis. Giannis
For sure,
gets
for
a
Giannis.
statue.
They should make the Chris Middleton one. I've been seeing it into a water fountain because he sweats so much. So I just
He's
have a
always,
fountain outside of
dripping
moist Jordan
Yeah.
for Chris Middleton. Yeah.
Is this the Bucks roster? Is this the Bucks team? Is going into training camp and starting the season? Are they done? Is it set? And then what do they have one spot left for Thanasis?
Right now they're at 15,
Okay.
but they did push that guarantee date for Andre Jackson's contract back.
That's
So
right.
they still could, if they wanted to create a roster spot, they could waive Andre Jackson Jr. to accommodate that. But I think for now, this is the team that is going to be. And if there is a move, it's probably going to be more on the – I think Kuz is going to be on the roster starting or opening night.
Okay.
But I think if any other roster moves do happen, it's going to be minor like the Andre Jackson Jr. for whoever that might be, whether it's Thanasis or somebody else. That's the only other move that I would predict to happen before training camp.
Can Andre Jackson Jr. be something like he has started for this team, and then was in the doghouse and didn't even play. Like, is there something there, or is he just who he is?
There's flashes there for him for sure. Like, he's still a young player. He's entering into his third year here, so there's the sliver of optimism of what he can be. The thing for Andre Jackson Jr. is just the decision making sure he's more aggressive when he does have chances to finish around the rim. Because surprisingly, when he's open from three, he's going to shoot.
Yeah.
So that hasn't been the problem. The problem more so has been decision making sure he's making quick moves,
right.
Passing when he needs to pass, finishing when he needs to finish, and just cutting down on the turnovers and the fouls. So
finishing's been weird.
Yeah, it has. He's so athletic.
I know. It's like he's playing like he's 6'4" and he's 6'8", 6'9".
He's so athletic. So he has good size too, and that's one thing I think that this Bucks team doesn't have, which is a lot of size on the wing. So he's an important piece to have right now going into the season, I think.
Q writes in remember we're on YouTube at The Fan Milwaukee. He wants to know, who do you think has the biggest chance to swing the fate of the team's 25-26 season?
I'm assuming that's not including Giannis because, of course, that's the number one.
Well, and I think Giannis is a given. Like, if Giannis is going to be Giannis, who has the opportunity that if they really step up their game, if they perform to their full potential, will make the team better?
I think it's Kevin Porter Jr., to be honest with you. Gary Trent Jr. is someone I've been highlighting a lot this offseason.
Yep.
A.J. Green's another one because I just believe in the potential of A.J. Green and what he could do.
Yeah.
But I think Kevin Porter Jr. has a ceiling where it's like if he can hit these levels that we think that he can consistently, with him being, assuming, the starting point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks, he's going to have an opportunity to really show out. If the defense can be there, if the decision-making can be there, if he can be the secondary playmaker when Giannis is off the court or when Giannis is on the court but getting sweated, it just opens up so many doors for other players. So, I think Kevin Porter Jr. is that guy who has the biggest chance to really swing what the Bucks can do this upcoming season.
I love that. Camille Davis, follow her on Twitter at Camille Monet. Listen to her Locked on Bucks podcast. She's part of Pack-A-Day podcast as well. Camille, enjoy the fair. Thank you so much for jumping out today.
Appreciate you for having me.
You bet. She is Camille Davis. She is not a stranger to programming here on The Fan, whether it's the Mason Crosby Show, jumping on Pack-A-Day Radio with Andy Herman as well. And as we get closer to Buck season, she'll be on more and more, and we will listen to her for her expert takes. And, of course, we wrote down everything she said, and so we're going to be coming back and checking the receipts over the next few months. No, I'm just kidding. It's all love. Camille, thanks so much for jumping on.
For sure.
My name is Mitch Nelson, a.k.a. Thunder. We are at the Wisconsin State Fair. Bart Lundy is going to join us later this hour. Ryan Horvat in the 1 o'clock hour as well. We got to figure out what we're going to eat next. That's what I was going to ask. What are you excited to eat?
Well, I was a big fan of the fish bombs a few years ago, which were
okay.
like cod mixed in with fries and coleslaw in one fried
Oh,
ball.
hello, yes.
But they don't have that anymore, so like I need to figure that out. I'm going to wander and try to figure out what strikes my fancy
So
today.
similarly, I always loved the Thanksgiving dinner bombs.
Yes.
Where they took turkey and gravy and stuffing and mashed potatoes and
And
deep fried
fry
that
it.
in a ball.
Yes.
And they also they have that what's the there's a cafe on the east side. I don't know. I'll think of it. Comet Cafe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Okay,
have that
okay.
at Comet, but they don't have that here at the State Fair. All right. She's Camille Davis. When we get back, we've got more Packers talk to get to, and then, of course, all sorts of guests, all sorts of fun here at the fair. You're listening to Thunder at the Fair on The Fan. This is Thunder at the Fair, special programming here on 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan, free on the Odyssey app. We're on the iHeart app as well. And you can listen to our full shows wherever you listen to your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, all the great places. Just type in The Fan Milwaukee and find, if you're looking for the Mason Crosby Show, you can type in the Mason Crosby Show. Wisconsin Sports Daily, of course, with our good friend Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. That's there as well. Reminder coming up on Wisconsin Sports Daily today. The MLB trade deadline is coming gone. Sparky's going to have Drew Wagner on at 3:20, so they're going to talk Brewers baseball at 3:20. He'll be live from the Wisconsin State Fair today and all of next week as well from 2 to 5, right after I'm here from 11 to 2. Our thanks to Camille Davis for jumping on with us right here in person at the Fan. And now joining us on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, is the head coach of the UWM Milwaukee Panthers men's basketball team, Bart Lundy. Coach, how you doing?
Mitch, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing, you know what? I am sitting here at the fair. It is like 75 degrees and sunny. It is absolutely beautiful. Every type of food on earth is here. The smells are amazing. The people watching is amazing. So I'm doing great.
Well, I'm bringing my boys to the fair on Sunday. So what do you suggest we eat? What's the best thing?
Well, the thing is, when you're bringing kids to the fair, I just say yes to everything. So, like, anything they want to try, anything they want to eat, I just say yes to. We are actually located right across from the Milk House, which has been here forever. They've got all these different flavored milks, including root beer milk. I would get them some root beer milk. Whatever else you get them, chicken and waffles on a stick, or you get them some fried alligator, or you just go burgers and wings or whatever it is. Make sure you get them some root beer milk because it is absolutely delicious.
I'm in. Root beer milk. Can't beat that.
No. It is absolutely fantastic. So thanks so much for jumping on. I know it's been an eventful offseason for you, and I want to get to that in a second. But, one of the reasons we wanted to have you on is you've got your golf outing coming up Tuesday, August 12th. It's going to be at the Fairways of Woodside in Sussex. Tell us a little bit about the golf outing and how this comes together every year, and like what type of fun things you do. Do you drill a hole on one of the greens and have a basketball shooting contest? Like, what do you guys do at the golf outing?
Yeah, we do. We do actually have a pop-up shot on one of the holes. So
nice.
There's lots of activities. We've got a silent auction as well, and our players are all there. It's really one of our biggest fundraisers for our NIL. So great way for our fans to support the team, support the players, and it's going to be a great outing. It's gotten bigger and bigger every year. So a lot of the companies in town are involved, and you'll see a lot of people that you want to rub elbows with. So we still have a couple portions left, and a couple whole sponsors if people want to jump on and come out and join us.
Nice, I love it. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great day of fun and golf. 8 o'clock, the driving range and putting green, and a Bloody Mara Mimosa Bar getting underway. Golf starts at 10 o'clock, of course, a shotgun start. And then the silent auction and the winners of all the events and contests, cocktails and dinner starts at 3 and goes. I like that it goes. It starts at 3, so it doesn't go too late. It's on a Tuesday, so you don't want an event that goes too late in the evening. But it starts early enough. You can get there at 8 if you want to play around, but get there by 10 to play golf. And then everybody hangs out, has a cocktail, and then they're good and home in the evening.
Yeah, we make sure that it goes fast, and we keep it moving. The biggest thing is, to interact with our guys, our players are there, see how bad they are golfing. But, there'll be something at every hole. Central Standard's got 2 holes where they got some
nice
products out there. So, yeah, you can feel pretty good by the end of the day.
Yeah, I love that. And obviously, I shouldn't say I know Evan and Pat from Central Standard, and they're amazing community supporters. And, I've been talking, being here at the fair, you see a bunch of different companies and a bunch of different corporate supporters. And talk for a second about how important it is for the team and for the school to have the support of local businesses. And I've always contended that companies in southeastern Wisconsin especially really step up for each other. Like we support each other, we're there for each other, and talk about how important that is.
Yeah, this new era with the NIL, we've got in, but a lot of the local companies have really had, like take Evan, those guys. They not only do they help us with the golf tournament, but we do some events at Central Standard, and then they just made a bourbon for us. So we were the number 1 fast break team in the country. So now we have a tilt the floor bourbon that we can sell for our program that they put together for us. And it's things like that. And do that means the world to us, a relationship, but also helps us raise money for this new era of college sports.
Yeah, and I know you and I have talked about that in the past, and we'll talk about it a little bit more today. But you can count me in for a bottle of that bourbon. I'm a bourbon guy. Evan and Pat know that about me. And whenever a local organization collaborates on a bottle for them, I always want to jump in on one of those. So you can definitely count on me for one of those bottles.
Love it. Yeah, it's a beautiful bottle. It's got our it's called Tilt the Floor, and it's got our motto about when the other team has the ball, they play uphill, and when we get it, the floor tilts, and we play downhill. So it's got that on the bottle, and it's really a good collector piece, and obviously great bourbon.
So I just Googled UWM Panthers basketball golf outing, and it took me right to the site. It's part of mkepanthers.com. You could see the 2025 Panther Future Fund golf outing. You can get all the details there. If you want to sign up a foursome or if you want to come as an individual golfer, you can do that as well. It's Tuesday, August 12th, 8 a.m. registration, 10 a.m. golf shotgun start. Of course, all the food, all the drinks, all the good stuff is going to be there as well. The fairways of Woodside in Sussex. So, Coach, I got it. Last time we had you on, we had a pretty in-depth conversation about how NIL is affecting things. We look at August 1st. Where it's your off season, but there is no off season. I'm sure you're working today. Where are you today with the roster, with guys who've left, with guys who are coming in? What does that look like today?
Yeah, Mitch, we have our team set. So we have 8 weeks that we can work with them in the summer, and we just finished week 5. Kind of gave them a little break this week. We had kids camp. Actually just finished up at noon, our 3rd week of kids camp.
Love that. Love that.
250 kids, and our guys are doing that as well, and interacting with the kids and their parents. And so that's good stuff. And then, we're still raising money. I don't know how much you guys have talked about it on air, but there's been just seismic shifts. It seems like daily and weekly.
Yes.
We've got to change.
Oh, yeah.
So having to bring the money from the collectives back to inside the university. So we're working on all the mechanisms there and the contracts, and it's complicated, but we're wading through it. We're doing the best we can.
How much, Coach Bart Lundy, joining us here on Thunder at the Fair on the Fan? How much of that, Coach, do you get involved in? Does your the athletic director? Do you have a GM for basketball or other people in the business office, in the fundraising and development office? Like, how much does all the different people get involved in how those agreements and partnerships and contracts come into play?
Well, the big answer is yes. Yeah, they're all involved. Yeah, it's a group effort. We do have a GM. His name is Mike Winans. He's a superstar, and the good thing about having Mike as the GM, one of the things that I'm trying to attempt to do is separate the basketball and the coaching from the NIL. So
okay,
Mike
yes,
will deal with the players, with the NIL, and we've got legal involved. We've got our fundraising folks involved. In order to kind of earn the money, the players have to also be brand ambassadors for the university and for some local businesses as well. So Mike handles all that, and it kind of frees our staff up to just concentrate on the basketball. So you don't get that mixture, which I think the first few years you had a mixture of, okay, coach is doing coaching, and I'm giving them playing time to their NIL, and it just gets very murky and kind of complicated. So try to separate that out, and we're learning as we go a little bit, like everybody else.
No doubt about it. Coach Bart Lundy joining us here on Thunder at the Fair. Yours truly, Mitch Nellis, with you. So a question about that, and I know it came out that schools are going to have X amount of dollars to spend on NIL. And one of the first things that jumped to my mind was, are teams that don't have football teams going to have a little bit of an advantage over schools that do? Because if you have football, I'm guessing most of that money is going to football players, because football's the big money maker. Now, being a mid-major, you're in a conference with other teams that don't have football teams, so I don't know how much that affects you. But is that how does that all work with when every school has the same amount that they're allowed to pay out? But that doesn't mean they have to pay out all that money. And then different schools have different sports and different, Title IX requirements and all those sorts of things. How does that money get, do you sit in a room with all the other head coaches and fight over the pot? How does that all work out?
Well, for us, not much of that, it comes into play. Now, when we go out and recruit against some of the mid-majors that have football teams that have TV contracts, they have more money than we do because they have revenue to share.
Yes.
But when you get to say, Wisconsin Marquette, Wisconsin and Marquette, if they have the same pool, then probably Wisconsin basketball is going to have less than Marquette basketball. And those Power Fours, they're kind of fighting over that now because it's not NASCAR at this point. It's not regulated. They don't say, okay, everybody can spend $5 million. So Marquette might spend $10 million, and Wisconsin only gets $3 million of that to spend. So, it becomes complicated, and football is definitely the driving force.
Absolutely, and I think you said it as well earlier. Is that it still feels like every day the rules change. Every day there's a new decision. And then I know there was an executive order a couple weeks ago about how some of this might all work with whether students are actual professionals or whether they're still, student athletes with that, or are they athlete students, or how does that all work? Do you get a daily email from Mike or from whoever, hey, here's what changed today? How do you guys stay on top of when it changes every day? It feels like.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you do your best to keep up, and, everybody's got their hands in it now. And then, but really the driving force still is the football. The P4 conferences, if they don't like something, they just change it. So we kind of just wait and see how we have to adjust and try to pivot quickly and, hate on them as much as we can in the meantime.
And then talking about the transfer portal, I know that's another conversation that it seems like the rules change all the time. I know you lost a couple of your players to the transfer portal, and you brought some other guys in. First of all, talking about the couple guys who left, where did they end up? And is there it again, similar to NIL, it's a little bit the wild, wild west right now where the inmates are running the asylum, is it not?
It is, and we've tried really hard to make sure that we're recruiting guys that we think have a lot of character, and because the worst thing you can get is a guy that he's here just to get to the next spot,
Right.
And, they're all, that's all in all their minds, but you want them to be present where their feet are and not worry about that. We had two end up at the University of Central Florida, Jermichael Stillwell and Themis Foltz. One end up at Stony Brook, and one end up in our league. And those guys all got paid more than we could afford, So
and I was going to say, Coach,
able to retain a good group.
Coach, it's not even like those schools are step up. So it's literally some booster or some business or whatever, they made a deal with the school and they had more money available to them. But that doesn't necessarily help their careers, does it?
No, not at all. Not at all. And I think as this thing rounds out, there'll be more of a balance between, getting a bigger paycheck and what it does to your career and the experience that you have and how does a program develop you? Do you have a name in that community, or you go to a different community and maybe you don't? So there's all those factors. I think a lot of people, and this is simplifying it, but if they're telling, they all have agents now, so they're telling them, okay, if you get 30 or 40,000 more, you got to consider that. But if it's less than that, then stay where you are if you're happy and it's going well. And I guess that's how we would all look at it as professionals. If somebody pays us a substantial amount more, then we consider it, and if not, you don't mess with happy. So we just try to control the happy part.
Yep, no, that absolutely makes sense. Coach Bart Lundy, Milwaukee Panthers head basketball coach, joining us. They've got their golf outing coming up on Tuesday, August 12th. Go to mkpanthers.com. There's more information there. There's still room for foursomes and for individuals to sign up for that. Coach, we'll have you on like early October to preview the season, but give us a couple guys on your team that you're excited about this year, whether they're transfers or guys who've been with the program. A couple names for kind of the casual fan to jump onto and do a little research on in the meantime.
Well, we've got a transfer that we're excited about, Mar Aguilar, who just the Milwaukee Pro-Am. He was just named MVP and
nice.
Averaged about 43 per game. Really,
no big deal, right? Just 43 a game, no big deal, right?
He had a couple 60-point games. He's a walking bucket.
That's awesome.
I don't know if he can guard the fried butter at the state fair, but we're trying to get him to playing some defense. But no, great player. And then one of our freshmen is really Stevie Elam from Michigan. He's really had a great summer, and we're excited about him. But we got a lot of good new guys. I think it's the best team we've had, by far the best working team and a high-character bunch of guys. So I'm pumped, and we got a couple more weeks here in the summer to get a little better and then get it rolling in October. Awesome.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate you taking the time with us to jump on today, and good luck with the golf outing Tuesday, August 12th. It is the Milwaukee Panther golf outing. All the players are going to be out there. It's going to be an absolute blast. It's the Panther Future Fund Victory Golf Outing presented by Minlo Pro. It's August 12th at Fairways of Woodside in Sussex. Go to mkpanthers.com for more information, or just Google Milwaukee Panthers Golf Outing. It's right there to find out more information. Coach, have a blast. Thanks so much for jumping on, and we will definitely do it again early fall as we focus a little bit more on what's going on the court, not on the course, and all the other stuff happening in the world of the crazy, wild world of college athletics right now.
Thanks, Mitch. Enjoy the fair. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Enjoy the fair as well on Sunday. Eat to capacity, not to excess. That's what I would say. Eat as much as you can, but don't, make sure you can get home okay. Awesome. That is Coach Bart Lundy, head coach of our Milwaukee Panthers, here on the Fan, 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, the free Odyssey app, the free iHeart app, and wherever you listen to your podcast. Man, Charlie, the world of college sports is so messed up. Like, I don't know that I ever hear, and we talked to Bart in March after his season ended when Final Four was still going on. I don't know whether I hear anybody speak more openly with disdain for how things are going, but he's still like working from the inside, trying to make things better, trying to every day do what's right for his kids, do what's right for his school. Like, all the kudos to him, but man, it is a mess out there.
It really is. And Coach Lundy is just a guy, an example of somebody who loves the sport and loves just being around the sport. So yes, it may not be the best environment for him and for his players, but at the same time, he wants to make it a better environment for themselves.
Yeah, he really does. And it's like, if I play for him, man, I'm running through a wall. Definitely. These guys who are getting paid to go to Stony Brook or to stay in conference, like, what are you doing? Like, where are you going? What are you doing with your life? Like, I get that there's wealth management, and I get that you're trying to build dollars, and I hope they got significant raises. I hope it's not you're going from making $20,000 to $30,000, because like that extra $10,000, yeah, it's going to mean something. But first of all, it's only $6,000 after taxes, and then you're paying for this, you're paying for that. Like, find joy, find happiness, do the right thing. So, our thanks to Coach Lundy for jumping on and breaking that down for us and sharing about all the information going on with their golf outing as well. We're having a lot of fun here at the fair. It's still absolutely beautiful. I saw a kid walk by, and the alternate Lakers LeBron James blue jersey. And, man, if there's one jersey on earth I would never buy in a million years, it's a non-purple, non-yellow LA Lakers jersey.
You didn't even like the Black Mamba ones? Those ones were awesome.
Yeah, you know what? Because it's got purple and yellow piping.
Okay, yeah.
Like at least there was purple and yellow piping. These are like blue. Like,
yeah, they're
and
the
I get
Minneapolis Lakers one.
Right, Minneapolis Lakers because it was a lake. But like, come on. Then buy me a George Mikan.
Fair enough.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't buy me a LeBron James. Get me an actual throwback that actually makes sense. That to me makes sense. My name's Mitch Ellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Thunder at the Fair. We've got guests coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. Shout out to our friend at Lefts. Lefts is running the Miller High Life sports stage. Miller Lite, that's right. I mean, we love them. We love all our Miller products here in Milwaukee, but they're running the Miller Lite stage. They just brought over some chicken bites, so we were going to rock during the break. Charlie, can you smell through YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Can you smell? Yeah, they're
them.
delicious. So watch us on YouTube at The Fan Milwaukee. My name's Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder at the Fair on The Fan. Yeah. This is Thunder at the Fair. My name's Mitch Nelson, a.k.a. Thunder. Thanks so much for Bart Lundy coming on the show, talk about the golf outing, talk about NIL, the transfer portal, all those things. He joined us on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. Remember, we are on YouTube at The Fan Milwaukee. We're also on the free Odyssey and iHeart apps, and we are having an absolute blast here at the Wisconsin State Fair. You should get here. Music, food, people, all the things, livestock, the Expo Center, the Wisconsin Products Pavilion. I mean, everything going on here. Speaking of everything Wisconsin going on, 90 minutes to the north, another day of training camp, right? The Packers back at it again, and they're getting it. They gotta, it's been more than a week now, and I feel like going after it for more than a week, like you start to feel it a little bit. Charlie, you've played football in your life. I've never played football in my life. I feel like that first 3-4 days, first couple days no pads, then first couple days of pads, like there's an energy, and then I feel like, man, at some point, like that energy transitions to I just want to kill somebody. Like I just want to absolutely destroy somebody. Like I understand the whole pancake situation from Rasheed Walker and Egbare, and then whatever's going on in camp today. Don't you at some point just you turn that switch and you go from like, oh, I'm so happy to be out here to, man, I just want to destroy somebody now.
Kind of. Both those feelings are one and the same, usually for a lot of football players. You're super excited to just get out there and destroy somebody is kind of how it feels. You want to go out there and hit. You've been just lifting and running for the past couple of months. You finally get to go out there and do football, which is a lot of fun. So I think, yes, you get both those emotions, but I think they hit at the same time.
Nice. Well, I know Matt LaFleur talked a little bit earlier today. He has his daily press conference at 9:50 talking about, we are more than a week in. How is his team feeling? Are they getting a little tired? Are they getting a little energized? Do they want to see a different name on the front of the jersey across the line from them? What did Matt LaFleur have to say about that?
Yeah, I would say that guys are probably pretty sore right now and tired, and that's just the nature of it. And you got to be, I think, in order to be able to do hard things, accomplish hard things, you got to do hard things. So training camp's not meant to be easy, and they got to grind through, and hopefully we can callous these guys up a little bit.
You know what I say about that? I say hard work is good work, right? If you're doing hard work, that is good work. You gotta callous them up. You gotta give them a little immunity to the pain and the tiredness, and just fight through it, right? I mean, if I was LaFleur, I'd say, I'm going to get Mason Crosby out of here. He's going to tell you what two-a-days were like. I mean, granted, he's a kicker, so he has no idea.
I was going to say, I don't know if he knows what a true two-a-day is.
No, but he watched it. Mm-hmm. He got to he saw the effects of it on people. Might not have affected him. I mean, might have, his leg was tired one day. Oh, my leg. No, we love Mason. He is, as Andy Herman would say, he is the absolute best. I would just give him a hard time sometimes, but he's the greatest, and it's fun being a teammate of his now in his post-football career. But LaFleur is absolutely right. I'm sure guys are getting tired, and guys got to fight through it because you got 8 days, right? We're 8. Let me check my calendar. We are 8 days away from Jets at Packers preseason game 1. And I don't know if the Jets are coming in for a couple days before that for joint practices or not. But I know the next week the Packers for sure are going to Indy for some joint practices with the Colts, I believe. And so, that's when you get the chance to just chuck other guys' helmets and swing them around like a helicopter and really get into it like that. Charlie, you ever chuck a dude's helmet?
No, I don't think I ever chucked a dude's helmet. I definitely got in my fair share of scuffles during my day, especially at those joint practices and scrimmages, because, they don't really matter. They don't go anywhere.
That's right. There's no repercussions. There's no, did anybody ever cheap shot you and you just wanted to, unload on them?
Oh,
Did you ever get them back?
Oh, a few times. There was one time where I was just, jogging down the sideline after our running back had a long play, and a couple of kids just came and just decked me from behind. And I had immediately had to turn around and just get in his face. Good thing you have teammates. That's what they're there for, to pull you away and make sure nothing happens.
That's right. Hopefully that happens. And or sometimes you got to let it go a little bit.
Sometimes they help you out with the fight, too. That's my favorite part to do.
Exactly. Let's get crazy, right? Let's do this. You want some? Come get some. We've got a ton coming up in the 1 o'clock hour. We've got IndyCar driver Scott McLaughlin, who last won the Milwaukee Mile last year. He's supposed to be calling in at 1 o'clock. Ryan Horvat at 1:20. And we've got so much to preview for the weekend. We've got Sterling Sharp going into the Hall of Fame. We've got Brewers playing in Washington, D.C. We've got Packers family night happening up in Green Bay. We've got Boys to Men here tonight at State Fair, and we, of course, have SummerSlam. Man, what a jam-packed weekend for all of us. I simply cannot wait. Brewers are at the Nationals tonight, 5:45 on Apple TV Plus. Charlie, do we know? I don't know if you looked this up. I have not. I admit it. Is it only on Apple TV Plus tonight?
Yes, it is, according to Tommy Wirtz.
Well, first of all, Tommy Wirtz, love you. And if you were here right now, I'd give you a hug, and I'd give you I'd say, let's go eat together. Who eats more, Charlie? I feel like you eat more than Tommy.
It depends on the situation. There's sometimes where I'm a little bit of a light eater, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me a situation where that exists.
I don't know.
I don't believe you.
There's sometimes, like when I'm in public with people, like in a group setting, I eat a lot less usually than I do when it's just like me and my girlfriend or me and my like two best friends. I eat a lot more then.
Is it because you want to look polite and proper, or you don't want to make them feel bad about how much more awesome you are than them?
The latter. I'm definitely more awesome, so I can't let them know. All
right, so Apple TV Plus tonight, huh?
Yes. I'm not exactly excited about it. Kind of annoying.
Am I allowed to explain how I watch Apple TV, or
sure.
will I get? No, I can't.
I think you'll be fine.
No,
you're gonna do it sneakily.
Right. Well, I'm not. That's why I can't discuss how I'm gonna watch the game tonight. But the game will be on in the Thunder household. All right, we've got Scotty McLaughlin coming up next. I should probably find out if it's because I don't know. I'm dumb. If it's McLaughlin or McLaughlin. Because he's from New Zealand, so I don't know how that pronunciation works. But we'll look him up, and we'll figure that out next here. Ryan Horvat, and again, all the things going on this weekend, all the things we missed, all the fun things happening here at the fair and here in southeastern Wisconsin. My name is Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. We're 1250 AM. We're 105.7 FM. We are the FanMilwaukee.com. We are the Odyssey app. We're also on the iHeart app. This is Thunder at the Fair on the Fan.